Killing Caesar by Mr. Herman. A yellow-crusted tooth skittered across the floor, followed by its owner, blood ejecting from his gums. All around was chaos. Bodies and arms tangled, curses and cries filled the bar. Picking himself up from the floor, Marcus Junius Brutus had had his fill. His jaw was sagging, possibly broken, and fresh bruises would soon litter his body. But neither of these inconveniences troubled Brutus. Pausing only to retrieve his knife from a dead man's tongue, Brutus maneuvered his way to the front entrance. His lost tooth forgotten, Brutus wiped his knife and signaled for his bearers with a slightly gaped smile. He also motioned to his bodyguards, who had been standing idle just across the street. "Kill everyone inside," Brutus ordered his chief bodyguard. The man looked puzzled, then hesitated. Brutus quickly pulled his knife from his belt. Arcing upward, he cleanly cut just below the man's Adam's apple, slicing through the jugular. Brutus's former employee immediately dropped to the floor, gurgling, his hands vainly attempting to staunch the blood pouring from his neck. Eyeing his remaining guards, Brutus firmly ordered again, "Kill everyone inside." Without hesitation, his men, swords drawn, burst inside the bar, and soon the street was quiet. But Marcus Brutus was already well away from the scene. Swiftly his bearers navigated through the hustle and bustle of the Roman streets. It was barely past noon. The hot Italian sun beat down upon the cobblestone roads and sun-browned citizens. Brutus slumped down within the faint protection of his canopy, drinking a lambskin of wine. Soon enough his bearers wound their way up the Aventine to his home. The Aventine Hill was home to Rome's most prominent citizens. Julius Caesar himself had a villa at the very top. But Caesar spent little time there. Caesar could only be found in the Forum, remaking Rome into some bastard confabulation of his own imaginings. His temples pounding, Brutus stumbled towards the front entrance of his senatorial home. Much less the image of a senator of Rome, Brutus entered his home a drunk, the visage of a beggar. He stumbled and fell immediately within the front entrance. Marble floors, arcing ceilings, columns, and fine statues abounded in the wide front rooms. Prostrate upon the floor, Brutus vomited. Servants stood silently in the shadows, unmoving, knowing an incorrect word or action would mean their death. Rising up from his knees, he stumbled through the contents of his belly, and bellowed, "Wine!" Quickly 3 servants raced forward. Suddenly a female voice commanded, "Do not give him anything." The servants stopped, but the one closest to Brutus received a violent uppercut, and several kicks to the ribs for his troubles before the woman shouted again, "By Jupiter, Brutus, stop it! Just stop it! You are drunk again!" Brutus turned to face the woman. She was an older woman, in her 40s, dressed royally in white. Fine jewels laced her neck and wrists. Brutus knew her. This was Servilia, his mother. "Mother, leave me be," he stated coldly. Unbowed, his mother retorted, "You are an idiot. Sober up. By the gods, if I would have known how worthless you would be in times of crisis, I would have suffocated you at birth." Then, noticing the blood and bruises, Servilia sighed, and asked Brutus more mildly, "Did you kill anyone important this time? Gods, please, not a senator." Chuckling, Brutus raised his puke-stained arms upward, mocking innocence, saying, "Do you remember Septimius Cato Fabius? I overheard him calling Caesar an ill-bred man-whore. I plucked out his tongue." Brutus laughed, and then he kept laughing. He doubled over, tears streamed from his eyes, but then his laughter became sobs. Grabbing hold of him, Servilia slapped Brutus hard, shaking him. "Brutus, your guests are here. Pull yourself together and cooperate with the servants as they make you presentable. I will tell your company that you will be with them within the hour." Quietly to the servants she ordered, "Give him wormwort. After he throws up everything in his belly, bathe him and beat him if necessary until he is making sense. Then get him into the solar." Hearing his mother's orders, Brutus normally would have been furious. However, he knew no amount of wine could put off his fate. He had to kill the most powerful man in the world. He had to kill the man who was like a father to him. He had to kill Gaius Julius Caesar, Emperor of Rome.